Alright, what is going on YouTube? And today we got a brand new Genshin Impact Spiral Abyss video. And this video is pretty cool because it's one of the few videos you've seen thus far on my channel where I'm not using a Hu Tao team comp. We are using our we're sporting our new C5 Raiden Shogun team. But first, before we get into that, before I give some pointers for this Abyss, don't let me forget about that part. I'm going to give away a Genshin Impact code for the Genshin Impact McDonald's glider. I did a giveaway a couple weeks ago where it was like right before the event with McDonald's ended. I put a little post out on my channel, one of the little community tab page things, and gave a code out on there. But nobody seemed to use the code. I said that if nobody used it within 2 days, I'd use it myself. But don't worry, I went and got a new code from McDonald's. After, a long time of the whole McDonald's thing not working, my goodness, it was kind of a not very user-friendly experience, I would say. It was like pulling teeth getting these codes. But here we are. I'll put it up on the screen, and I'll also read it out loud for all of my blind viewers. Or I suppose, if you're blind, you're a listener, technically. But anyway, here it is. VS5BZW3JH499. We'll say that one more time. VS5BZW3JH499. So there's that code. It should get you a McDonald's glider. The glider actually looks really sick. If you are the first to get it, if it works for you and goes through, please comment down below so that everybody else knows that the code's been taken, so they don't waste the time putting it in themselves. If you don't do that, that's cool. Those people just have to find out the hard way, which kind of sucks for them, but it's whatever. Anyway, on to the Spiral Abyss video. The recommendations I can give you for composing your teams, compositioning your teams, whatever the word I'm trying to find is, I suggest that your second half team, you run either a Geo user or a Claymore user as a means of breaking the shields that are very prevalent in the second halves of all of these chambers. There are the Sentry guys, or the big knights that have Geo shields that need breaking. There is, which I think that is right after you kill these balls. These floating balls from Fontaine. You fight the Sentry guys, which you need a Claymore or Geo shield to break, or somebody that can plunge. So let me rephrase that. A Geo character, a Claymore user, or somebody who plunges. So Zhao could be pretty good in this half, because after this chamber, the floor 12, chamber 2 second half, you have that little pod from Fontaine that has the Geo shield. You have to do some plunge damage to break the shield, and then once you break the shield, he lets out a pulse on the ground that does a lot of damage. So either way, you might want a shield second half, just to deal with that. And then the final chamber, second half, you're also going to want a Claymore or Geo character, because you're going against the Centaur dude, who also has a Geo shield, and to disable him you need to break that shield. Then you can do a bunch of extra damage. So what might that look like? That might look like, if you got Shilinin, which is how you actually pronounce it. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. You could use her. You could use a Geo team as I'm using right now. You could use Navia, or you could use the Cloud Retainer team comps. Just anybody that can plunge. D-Luke. And then I would just recommend pairing whoever your plunge or Claymore team is with somebody who can shield, just so that when this guy lets out his little pulses on the ground, what is he called? The Arithmetic Enhancer Mech. As you can see right now, he's going to start pulsing out some damage on the ground, but it's okay because we got Zhongli, who is an absolute tank, and nothing is going to phase these Geo characters with him on the team. First half, you're just going to want to go with somebody who can do a lot of damage really quickly. With me, that used to be my Hu Tao team comp. like my Vaporized Hutao. But now it is just Raiden Shogun because I'm just trying to showcase my C5 Raiden. And I also just suggest either a healer who can out-heal the Chamber 1 first half little dudes from Sumeru, the Phoenix and the Scorpion, because those two can do a lot of damage really quickly if you're not careful. If you can't dodge, or if you have a character whose animation is really important and you don't want them getting knocked out of that animation by these guys who are heavy hitters, then you're going to want either a really good shielder or somebody who can out-heal all the damage you're taking. Of course, if you're only running a healer and not a shielder, then you won't be protected from getting knocked out of your animation by these two. So you're going to have to rely heavily on your ability to dodge. So ideally, you would just go a really good shielder both halves of this Abyss. But I didn't, as you can see, and it ended up okay for me. We just Ooga Booga out-damaged all of our opposition in this Abyss. And that's really all the recommendations I could give. Just, you know, first half, really good damage dealer, somebody who can make quick work of these opponents. And then second half, a, you know, Claymore, Plunger, or Geo user, a good shield on both halves. Or a healer on the first half, and a really good shielder on the second half. This is going to be the last video on my channel before I drop Duality 3, which is coming out on Friday. It's going to be, for those who don't know, it's going to be a massive sniping montage. I've talked about this a lot before on the channel, so bear with me if you're getting annoyed at hearing about it. If you're a Genshin Impact fan who has no interest in COD, I still think it'll be pretty cool. The songs will be pretty great. You know, I'm not the best editor for montages, but I definitely put a lot of time into this one so that it would look, I don't know, appropriate and presentable for the magnitude of a montage it is. It'll definitely be the best video on my channel. Let me just put it at that. And so, if you're a Genshin Impact player who also likes COD, this will be a video not to miss. In other news, we got Shilinen and Chiori out right now. I'm not going to pull for any Chiori constellations or anything like that. I think I really don't need a buffer like Shilinen. So, unless one of you guys says I should get Shilinen, and you want to see a Shilinen build or a run-through on the Abyss, I probably won't pull for her. I'll probably save up for the Pyro Archon, the Redhorn Stone Thrasher, for Itto, because we got some good crit rate pieces. We got some great crit rate pieces on his Husk set. And other than that, you already know we're saving up for Signora. So here's our C5 Raiden. I kind of just, you know, talked right through it. But we only got Kujo Sara C5, much to my chagrin. I was really hoping to get her C6 and get that crit damage buff. But alas, we will, you know, only one constellation to go. So, we're bound to get it. I spent so many Primo Gems trying to get her C5. I think like 40,000 or something. You can go back and watch the video. It's my online, it's called like online therapy or something. Just drinking and pulling for some anime characters. It's a pretty cool video. Pretty fun to make too. We got the Geo team. Not much has changed on here. I wanted to do a Eula team for my second half because she is a Claymore user, but for some reason her physical damage was not doing jack diddly in this Abyss. So we just said, we're going to rock Geo. It's pretty much like my favorite team to use anyway. I really like Hutao just because she does a lot of damage, but I have grown to really like Itto's playstyle, and I've always liked it. I'm just so happy that it is holding its own in the Abyss after all the hate he's got in the last couple of years. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope your Abyss runs go greatly, and if you're pulling for Shilinen or Chiori, that you get whatever you're looking for, or even the weapons. Say I love you guys, God bless you, peace out, I'll see you next time.